What is up? Here we go. So yeah, YM's manufacturing the highs. We've got some displacement here above this um, order block. And then yeah, we came back and retested that. So it looks very bullish, and then we were displacing here on the 4 hour. I want to make a new one because I'm just recoloring everything. And then we've got a pool of liquidity here at these highs. So yeah, pretty simple, very bullish, and we're gonna look for the sweep here, possible short term, maybe rebalance that and then head back up. Let's change these colors here. How's that look? Oh, one more thing. Boom. Huh. Can't see the black that well, honestly. Hmm. Maybe just bigger font. Yeah, I think it just needs to be bigger. Cool, dude. Yeah, so there's just a 1 hour inefficiency here with some relative equal highs. Let's move that. We need to make this a bit thicker. Let's see what it looks like black. Um, yeah, I'll still leave it white. That works fine. Old new week opening gap there. All right. So yeah, we've displaced, swept out all that liquidity into the daily that we created, and then back into it. Session wise, we're gonna have to edit that, but I think I'm just gonna get rid of this stupid indicator, dude. It just makes it so much more messy. Yeah, perfect, dude. So yeah, I'd like to see this. Right now it's manufacturing that high. Maybe we even come down here and use this before, in which case it'd still look for something to happen here. But yeah, we manufactured this high, took it out, displaced down, took out the lows. Maybe we want this. I don't know. I don't know. Don't know enough about breakers and all the other blocks to know that. So yeah. Alright. So yeah, YM looks pretty clear. Let's move this bad boy so that we can see it. Alright, ES pumping, pumping on all of the time frames. Weekly looks really clean. Daily, we've got a nice inefficiency here. This one got traded into as well. But yeah, just been moving great. Very obvious. Just heading higher. Nice daily there. And a nice 4 hour here. Yeah, just keep buying it. We do have some smooth lows here. This got taken out there. Um, this might turn into some sort of inversion here. It was referred back to previously. This will be a 4 hour. Smooth lows. Inversion liquidity here. Yeah, nice pool liquidity here down into an overlapping inefficiency within the order block. That looks pretty clean, man, to look for a long here. Especially with these relative equal lows here too. This is just a nice level. Yeah, so yes. And I would imagine NASDAQ's going to be similar. Just rocketing on the monthly. It's officially about to completely displace over those highs on the monthly chart, which might mean this is really going to go higher. Weekly, nothing here on the weekly, but this one. Just gonna make a new one here with my new template. Can't remember if I did that. I think it's that color. All right. So it looks like there's a daily here. This was a nice level for the move this week. And nothing here still on the daily, just lots of interesting highs with liquidity above them. Huh. Well, daily 4 hour. So this 4 hour was used heavily for accumulation there, and then we got this one was forming but got traded into. We may invert sweep this, kind of already did. But this is all overlapped and has already been traded into, so maybe this is going to coincide with still another pullback, just if there is one, since I think ES is a bit stronger there. But either way, it's taken out the liquidity. It's already come back a bit into the same exact setup here that we outlined. This one. With the same sort of situation happening. It's exactly what we just drew out here. And it is the same inversion there. Nice. So yeah, that's cool. Yeah, not as clean or clear here what's happening. Honestly, I'd look for, this has been weaker, so if there's going to be a short, this is what I'd want to short. So if we'll come back to that later. And it's been leaving lots of like nice lows, like this low here. I mean, this was all swept out, but there is like some really clean pools of liquidity to really, if it's going to be a higher time frame move, it looks like it'd want to just soup all of these smooth lows out. You know, maybe below this low, maybe just below this low. Or yeah, right back into the all-time high. Manufacture that, bounce back up, and then soup that again, and then who knows what. But all of these are just really smooth lows versus ES has some, but here it's about a lot more extended. So cool beans. Russell is going to be interesting. It's got relative equal highs that it did take technically. Oh, you know what? I forgot to look at all this stuff. Regular stock charts. So yeah, regular stock chart on Dow Jones. Yeah, same thing. Manufacturing the highs. Nice gap level there, so we'll have to keep that in mind on the future charts. I might actually just look at this. What's going on here? Alright, I don't know what was going on there. Yeah, everything's just displacing higher on the daily. Not much really besides to look for on the Dow and Russell. Russell has those relative equal highs. Pool of liquidity still coming off that low. A lot of this is old drawings, but yeah, that gap still is interesting on coincides with the daily. So yeah, I'm just gonna set an alert. Add an alert. Gap. Whatever. All right. So yeah, this level still might be interesting. Spy, big displacement higher, really nice area there. Qs. Yeah, Qs could resoup this, and that would line up with the same thing on Spy. IWM had some SMT that we could compare. Oh no, that was the same. Okay. Perfect. All right, back to the Russell higher time frame. Monthly. And we're gonna have to update a lot of this, but just gonna have to push through it. All right, monthly. Displacing higher on the monthly here. Just gonna go ahead and mark it out. And nothing here on the higher time frame yet. Weekly. Gosh, there's so much stuff. There's an overlapping weekly, but I don't care about it anymore. This pool of liquidity could still come get souped. Jeez. So much crap here. All right. Okay, yeah, we still have this nice pool of liquidity. It's probably the draw now. Yeah, we've already manufactured some highs there. We've come back down here on the, this is the weekly. There was an inefficiency here. This is a weekly one that got retested. Very clean. Like. So yeah, that was held up. Not much else. Daily, same thing. There's another inefficiency there that got traded into. Oops. Nice little daily, and then yeah, we manufactured some highs, took them out, retraded lower. I mean, there is still a huge pool of liquidity here. This is like, I'm just gonna get rid of this one. Actually, no, we'll leave it. I would imagine this is still going to be a huge pool of liquidity. Lots of lows. Can delete this alert. Probably delete that. Alright, so yeah, not much else on the daily. We just come up, swept things, retraded here, took out the high, rebalance this 4-hour inefficiency. Hmm. All right, but yeah, as for the 4 hour, we've come down here. We have a fair value gap here. That was traded into. We'll see if we respect that. Nothing there on the small time frame. Cool. And then we've just got the session levels. There is a nice level here. So that's a nice little level for drawn liquidity. Quite the range. Got a nice soup. Shoot that out. Yeah, seems logical to also head higher. IWM, maybe we're missing something. Yeah, we got that sweep, we got that pullback. Hmm. I mean, it's just returning back lower. So, yeah. There is a gap here, though. Let's see if my old gap color works still. Oh, what's going on? Oh, yeah, whoops. Okay, yeah, that doesn't work anymore. We can do gray. So yeah, there's a gap here. That lines up with this pool of liquidity there. So I'd imagine it would trade up into there, and then that might still be an area. So yeah, I think this will be a nice area. Yeah, this is right below the high, right below the high, the relative equal highs. And where is this? Yeah, just below it. So yeah, perfect. We are manufacturing some relative equal highs, smooth highs, and I expect this to be the drawn liquidity immediately. Let me look at weekend Wall Street real quick, see if just to get see if there's anything interesting. Nothing really, just slight move up. Um, yeah, just a tiny bit up on NASDAQ. Let's look at weekend Wall Street. Yeah, nothing much, just a few points. Okay. All right, so from from my perspective, I'm actually biased for a bullish so far. The bullish weekly expectation. Oh yeah, let's look at the flows. So just off the charts, we've had very clear SMT here with the Dow. Things are heading higher. So yeah, I'd expect Russell even to start getting some good movement here. I mean, we've both taken out the high, and then now we've had a really nice soup here. So yeah, I really like longs on Russell. I like longs on everything. Obviously, there could be some small time frame pullbacks, but that's when we get into these POIs. So yeah, let's look at the flow. Flow for the last. Let's just analyze yesterday's first, or Friday's. So Friday puts rose all day with not a ton of volume, but definitely the more dominant thing going on in SPY, whereas in the tide calls were being sold. Interesting. So yeah, I'm thinking there could be a pullback, but I think I'm right to assume it's going to be in this POI. We'll get a pullback. It's nothing crazy. I don't think it's going to be massive. The volume wasn't insane by any means. The tide volume was pretty large though. But as we got into the highs, we did bottom out, and calls actually made a comeback to the upside. So, yeah, I think this is going to be the POI for, and yeah, we are into a nice liquidity area already on NASDAQ and ES with an inefficiency below. And I think Russell's probably going to jolt up there. So, yeah, I think still long though. Into that could still give it. Q's was also very bearish Friday, but that's it. IWM and stuff were bullish. Now let's look at the last full week. All right. So starting with the tide, as price came up, we had bullish tide, and then oddly we had a pretty bearish day on Thursday with some more continued bearishness on Friday. So I think there could be a solid pullback. Um, yeah, I'm thinking there's going to be a pullback here, but overall the chart is bullish. So maybe this week, next week, bullish candle, but could still be a sizable pullback, at least for the range. SPY has been bearish every single day besides like Wednesday. So, but there was a big call buy into end of day Friday, completely reversing. So yeah, I do think it's just going to continue higher, but yeah, pullback, internal pullback. Qs, bullish, like Tuesday, Wednesday, bearish Monday where we had the pullback. Thursday started to look a little bit bearish, nothing crazy, and then Friday, yeah, is more bearish. So yeah, I think it's just going to be a pullback and then a long, and that makes a lot of sense. I think. Oh, Russell. Let's look at Russell. Russell pulled back, flows matched into the lows, put selling, call buying, lots of call buying, pretty bullish flow on Friday. So yeah, I think I'm right to assume that this is Russell. These could all be along, but it's more that Russell hasn't taken out liquidity yet, whereas these guys are already in some sell side liquidity. And YM may get a larger sweep too. So we'll be watching the internal range, but we could just sweep this high by a few hundred points, and then maybe that same day we have a lot of news, so that same day we could easily come back. Monday has no news. So Monday I would expect um well, let's just give the layout first. Monday is a no news day. Tuesday's a high news day. Wednesday, high news. Thursday, high news. Friday. So yeah, every single day is like a high probability day for me besides Monday, just based on the news. Um, so what are we thinking here? I think Monday could still be like an accumulation, but if it gives the pullback, I think that's going to be the delivery for liquidity to be bought in all of these days to really rip the price up, especially in just in this higher time frame high. It just seems like this could easily be still the level, and there are a lot of levels here lower on the Dow, so it could soup this, come back here, reaccumulate all the way. Who knows? I mean, that wouldn't be too crazy of a move down. 4%, that's like nothing. So, may take a few days, but there is some clear liquidity down here, especially as you get down here. And this is a nice imbalance here on the weekly. That's very ugly. What the? Okay. How do we refresh this? There we go. Huh. Weird. Oh, I guess that's a different time frame. Okay. Just gotta clean this shit up, man. There we go. But yeah, still the same stuff here. I might have to darken up this canvas because it's a little too bright, I think, for my eyes to focus. Or maybe it's just my contacts. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, it just seems like this is going to be a nice week. Like, we have bear flow, we've got liquidity on the highs still. Maybe we're going to soup that power of three at higher time frame power of three, where we use this range accumulation, manipulation, distribution, and then accumulation, higher time frame, manipulation, distribution to the highs, and then that's like the big leg up as a distribution leg. Crypto finishes what it's gonna do, and then it's game over. So yeah, we've got non-farm payroll this week. We got GDP, we've got FOMC, we've got PCE, we've got ISM, PMI, JOLTS. It's crazy. This is like one of the biggest weeks. Um, anything else? DXY. I haven't looked at DXY in a long time. DXY has continued to break down. It's swept out all these lows, rebalanced, continued lower, stalled here. Maybe we can figure out where it's going on. I mean, maybe it's going for these liquidity lows. I mean, that would make sense. Who knows? And then we've got gold has kind of started what looks like a possible area for a pullback, but it did leave relative equal highs. So I would still expect this to possibly head higher and soup all that out. Um, silver has been leading the charge, finally getting a really sharp pullback. I think something similar though, like maybe we just come and retrace before we head back higher. I don't know. Why did my music stop? Um, but yeah, that's all I'd really look at. Oh, VIX, that's my buddy. Nice. VIX is about to come and sweep out all of this. So that's cool. Nice gap there. This is the manipulation order block. So maybe it's going to come down here to the lowest down close candle. Maybe it's going to respect this. Maybe it's going to do that. Just a guess. Before volatility starts to spike again. Same thing on futures. Same thing on short-term futures. And this has already, yeah, I mean that's just how it goes. But yeah, SPX, I don't really care. Sweet. All right, that's about it. Perfect. That is all I got. So it's gonna be a crazy week. I think crypto is gonna go. XRP came up and took out all these smooth highs. It's gonna pull back and reaccumulate on that high. So that makes sense. It, yeah. It's got another, what I think to be few 100%, 170% gain. We'll see though. I don't know what this drawing even is. So these are really old things that I looked at. And Bitcoin, yeah, nice. All right. Yep, that's it anyways. Adios.